I went to the Hawaiian island of Oahu without reserving any activities ahead of arriving on the island, and the following are the top 5 places I was able to visit while there. Iolani Palace. The only royal palace in the United States is located in Honolulu. Construction was started on December 31st, 1879, and completed in November of 1882, in a style known as American Florentine. It was built as the official residence of the Hawaiian monarchy, but was used primarily for stately business and entertaining until 1893, when the monarchy was overthrown. After an attempt to restore royal power, the Queen Liliuokalani was imprisoned in one of the bedrooms for about 8 months. The building was used as the Capitol building until 1969, and in 1978 it opened to the public as a museum. You do have to check in and pay for tickets at the Iolani Barracks first to pick a self-guided audio tour time that will meet at the back of the building. At your designated time, they will give you an audio receiver and shoe covers. The route through the palace is clearly marked, and there is staff stationed throughout to help guide you. You can move at your own pace to learn about the first and second floors by moving from room to room. The basement can be explored separately from the tour. You do have to take an elevator between the first and second floors, which can be a little slow, but since you're going at your own pace, you can space out the use of the elevator. When we went, the weather was a bit hot and humid, so the air conditioning in the building during the tour was a welcome relief. The staff was very friendly, and the tour gave lots of interesting history of the building and Hawaiian monarchy. We were able to get into a tour on the day of, without reserving ahead of time, but they do fill up quickly. If you aren't able to get into a tour, you are still able to walk the grounds and see the basement free of charge. The Dole Plantation. James Dole moved to Oahu in 1899 and eventually started growing pineapples and other crops on 64 acres of land, with additional land purchased in subsequent years. His products became famous worldwide, and by 1950 a fruit stand was put up which would lead to the current tourist attraction they have today. In 1989 a museum was built, and since then other attractions were added. For instance, a 2-mile pineapple express train tour is available to take people through the fields of various crops, including the prominent pineapple plants. The train ride audio provides some interesting facts about the Dole Farm's history. There is also a plantation garden tour of 8 different gardens which are well maintained. A pineapple garden maze which has been crowned the world's largest maze by the Guinness Book of World Records in 2008. You can go searching through the winding hedges for 8 hidden stations within the maze, where it provides some history facts and a stamping mechanism for a card provided to you at the time of the ticket purchase. If you want, you could try to finish with a fast time for a chance to win a prize, or you can stroll through more leisurely to enjoy the peacefulness. A restaurant and store are located in the main building, where you can sit down to eat or buy fresh pineapples or other Hawaiian souvenirs. We couldn't pass up an opportunity to buy Dole soft serve ice cream at the source. We were able to get tickets for the attractions on the day we went, but it is best to get there earlier in the day. We had tried to go the day prior, but they stopped selling tickets a half hour before closing, which is 5:30 p.m., and the maze was closed because of heavy rain that afternoon. We went back the next day early and had no issues. Even if you don't do any of the attractions, you can still check out the store and rest a moment with its pristine surroundings. The Diamond Head Crater Hike. It is a volcanic cone created by an eruption 300,000 years ago and is part of the Hawaii State Parks. It was named Diamond Head because British soldiers visiting in the 19th century thought that the sparkling calcite crystals on the neighboring beach were diamonds. The volcano is dormant. The crater and surrounding area was bought by the U.S. government in 1905 and became Hawaii's first U.S. military reservation called Fort Rugger. Most of the trail to the summit is paved, but there are rocky parts as well. There are a few parts where you will have to climb stairs and go through a tunnel, but there are a couple of opportunities to stop to take in the views of the Pacific Ocean, see Honolulu and other parts of the island from above. You can see bunkers and a lighthouse from the summit as well. Non-residents have to make a reservation before entering the park because they limit the number of hikers. We were able to pick a slot the night before. The park closes at 6 p.m., so the last hike is at 4 p.m., to give the hikers enough time to get to the top and back. It does get hot and some parts are steep, so be sure to have supportive shoes and water, and it's okay to pause to let other hikers pass. Kualoa Ranch. The ranch offers lots of different tours, including a 2-hour ride-along UTV Raptor tours, Hollywood movie site tours, e-bike tours, jungle jeep expedition, horseback walking tours, ocean voyage adventures, just to name a few. We went with the Jurassic Adventure Tour, which takes about 16 people on a tour via jeep through the ranch, pointing out where the Jurassic movies filmed. It stops at several places where sets are still standing and allows you to get out and walk around at these spots. The drive alone was spectacular for views, but it could get bumpy at times since it is along a non-paved road. The 4,000-acre Kualoa Ranch Private Nature Reserve is owned and managed by descendants of Dr. Jarrett P. Judd. Their goal is to preserve Kualoa's sacred lands and protect the natural beauty of the area. The tours and the movie filming brings in funds to allow the land to stay undeveloped so it can be enjoyed for a long time, and keeps it limited to where people can go to the ranch. They do boast that over 250 movies have been filmed on the ranch. Garrett Parmalee Judd was an American physician and missionary to Hawaii who became a trusted advisor and cabinet minister to King Kamehameha III in 1842. He was able to buy the land that became the ranch from the king in 1850. We bought tickets 2 days before we went to the ranch, but after we had already arrived in Hawaii. Of all the activities, I would recommend buying tickets even further in advance to have more time selections for this activity. They seem to fill up very fast. The Mermaid Caves, located in Waianae on the west side of the island near Nanakuli Beach Park. Parking seems to be a little better here than at other beaches the day we went to it. The caves are half immersed and you can see the waves break through the holes from above on the lava rocks. With that said, you will want to wear sturdy shoes if you plan on walking on the lava rock. The rock is quite sharp and jagged. I did see that the more adventurous people would climb down to the hidden beach during low tide, but be warned, it is dangerous with strong waves, and again, the rocks are sharp. You will have to be able to lift yourself out of the caves. I didn't chance it by going down below, but enjoyed the beauty from above. The beach and park next to the caves were one of the better beaches I saw on the island. Being my first time in Hawaii, I wasn't sure what to expect, but I did enjoy the trip. I was able to do various activities without booking before getting to Oahu, but if you are worried about missing out on specific ones, you can buy a few weeks ahead. The key is to be flexible and not overbook yourself, because you want that downtime and to be able to relax and not feel pressured to go from activity to activity.